Resetting the window. Welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot a diet of pure nostalgia. This is Clay, and tonight we are talking about Masters of the Universe Origins. Not to be confused with Masters of the Universe Classics, or Masters of the Universe Vintage Collection, or World's Smallest Masters of the Universe, or just Masters of the Universe, or Mega Construx Masters of... Well, okay, it's you know, these guys over here, and then, you know, oh, He-Man, oh, poor He-Man. Is Prince Adam embarrassing you again? Gosh, that's so shameful. So, just a little heads up, tonight things might be a little bit different because Monica got her second shot and she is feeling a little bit under the weather. So, like a good devoted husband, I'm live streaming anyway, and I told Retrobot that he could help her handle the chat, the sound effects, monitoring the audio, and making sure that the stream connection is good. That way she can relax. And so since Retrobot's back there helping Monica out with that stuff, we've got Warbotron here, and he's going to co-host with me. Isn't that right, buddy? Sure thing, Clay! Sure thing, Clay! Yeah, thank you, Warbotron. So, yeah, Warbotron is going to host with us. Before we get started, let's give a toast to everyone who is in the chat, and we've got, oh darn it, Skeletor. Oh, geez, never let Skeletor make your alcoholic beverages. Hold on here. So I guess we take a little bit of what I guess is the blood of Eternian. I'm not sure, and we'll just add a little bit of that to there we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, and I'm sure that won't be scary at all. It'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you? Oh, wait, that's a different movie. So, all right, here we go. Well, that used to look appetizing. So, a toast to Rob S. A toast to Tie Guy. A toast to Joy. A toast to the Machiavellic. A toast to Nathan Fillion. And a toast to Connie. And a big toast to Lyric and Cadence. That's 2 toasts. See, you each get your own. So, you know, I'm not playing favorites here. One for each of you, maybe an extra because you're cute. And also, we wanted to throw out an extra toast. Everybody give a toast to Rob because he got his promotion and he got his shot, right? Yeah, yeah, Rob got his promotion, so everybody toast Rob, and then Tie Guy got his shot, so a toast to Tie Guy. And also, Tie Guy was able to update his computer, and so far it hasn't blown up. So, you know what, let's drink to that. And with all of this toasting, that's a good time to remind everybody of tonight's drinking word. And so if you are playing at home, the drinking word is that. That's right, by the power of... And by the way, where is Grayskull tonight? For those who don't know, Grayskull is one of our regular attendees in the chat. And I usually, when I see him, I say, by the power of Grayskull! And then, and he's not here. So, anyway, oh yeah, and I said, but anyway, by the power of Grayskull, you know what, hopefully you'll watch this later. So, by the power of Grayskull... So, also tonight, we are celebrating the birthday of a friend of the show and especially a friend to Monica, Babs. She has been very kind to us and to Monica, and she sends stuff. Okay, so it's her birthday, and so for her birthday, she sent Monica presents. Is that how it works? 'Cause I don't send anybody presents on my birthday. It's like, hey, gimme, gimme, gimme. Okay, you don't get nothing. It's all about me, me, me. But apparently Monica gets a Care Bear because they actually still have Toys R Us in Canada. Canada! I don't know whether I love them for that or hate them for that. I mean, is it a jealousy thing or I don't know. But so so Monica got a good luck Shamrock Bear, I don't know, Irish Bear, you know, Drinky Bear. I don't know. Also, she sent a beautiful Daisy Duck pin. And that is Shanghai Disney, from the Shanghai Disney. Oh wow, well that's kind of amazing. So yeah, that's from the Shanghai Disney. See, so she is very, very sweet, and so thank you so much, Babs, and we want to wish you a happy birthday. And even though you're not here in the chat, you know, hopefully you'll see this part of the video. So, oh, my ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. Oh, my ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. Next one's to you, go Warbotron, here you go. Oh, my ukulele birthday, and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday, and a bucket of cake. Thank you, Warbotron. Warbotron is a great singer. All right, and we've got a cupcake for Babs. So but Babs, you're not here right now, so I can't have you blow it out. Okay, I'll tell you what, Warbotron, would you blow this out? Blow out the candle? Okay. So, oh, look at that, Warbotron blew out the candle. Thank you, Warbotron. And Babs, we're just going to save this for you, and I'm just going to set it over here for safekeeping, but don't worry, we have it ready for you whenever you watch the video. So, let's, the cake is safely set aside for Babs, and I feel good about that. That was convincing, right? So, also, Babs has a new Twitter, and so anybody who wants to connect with other people that are friends of the show, her Twitter is at BabsyWuff. BABSIWUFF. And you should follow her because she is kind and sweet and amazing, and it's her birthday. And so let everybody in the universe know that her Twitter has to happen. And so And I believe that we're going to put that Twitter into the chat, right? The live chat. So, yes, we've got that. So, without any further ado, I'm going to set these things down. Let's take a look at some Masters of the Universe Origins guys and their original Masters of the Universe counterparts, shall we? We've got He-Man and Skeletor and Prince Adam. So, of course, Prince Adam is the Clark Kent of the He-Man universe. And I just decided that he needed a little bit more of a disguise, so I added some glasses. And I think that they work for him. I feel like, you know, there's... Now I have no idea who it is. Is it just me? But... Is like the purple tights thing... Like, is that somehow worse than just... I lost Skeletor. Is that somehow worse than just having furry panties? Like, if I was walking, like, I feel like if I was captured and held prisoner and locked up and my clothes had been set on fire, like that episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation where the guy kidnapped Data and then melted his clothes or something, and left, you know, clothes for him to wear, because, you know, Data didn't want to get out of his Starfleet uniform. So let's just say that something like that happens to me, because that's a realistic scenario, and the only coverings that I have for my lower regions, I have a choice between just brown furry underpants or purple furry underpants that are attached to like purple nylons. I mean, neither option is good. Let's just accept that neither option is a great choice for if you're gonna have to wear one and then sneak out and make your escape. But I have to feel like I might, maybe I'd be better off just going with the brown furry panties and owning it, than feeling like, you know, well, at least there's some kind of pants, but they're not really, they're just nylons. So, you know, I don't know. I'm asking the question. I always thought that Prince Adam was a silly concept, but we've got Prince Adam here. Strangely enough, we don't have an OG regular He-Man. We have an OG battle armored He-Man, because, as I've mentioned before, if you were a little bit late to the party in Masters of the Universe, it became really easy to get all sorts of side characters. I mean, there are a ton of different figures created and on the market once it got popular, but getting an original He-Man and Skeletor became pretty difficult. And so, if you didn't get those when they came out, then you had to get the battle armor versions, because you weren't going to get He-Man or Skeletor if you didn't get the battle armor versions. eBay didn't exist. So, yeah. Oh, and apparently Twitter just died. We killed Twitter by the power of Grayskull! I have the power! I say, hey, okay, I'm gonna stop that. Nobody wants to hear me do that. So anyway, yeah, this is original Prince Adam standing in for original He-Man. And of course, we've got that original posability, which has the O-ring in the waist, which kind of makes his legs springy a little bit. But that's how he's held together, and we have replaced the O-ring in this, because for those who don't know, the O-rings in these original figures has a tendency to dry out and dry rot. And so you can take them apart and replace the O-ring, and then they'll go back together. Of course, it is exactly the same sculpt as He-Man. It's just got purple legs and purple underpants and a painted on shirt. And once again, the gauntlets are the same color as the rest of the arms. They had something against painting He-Man's gauntlets. I don't know why, but He-Man was not allowed to have gauntlets that were anything other than flesh tone, or for Prince Adam, the color of his shirt. I guess since it's like a nylon shirt, or it's a tight shirt. You know, he couldn't find a tighter shirt. He looked, and there was no tighter shirt. So, you know, maybe the sleeves are pulled over the gauntlets and they're just conforming to the shape because that is how tight that shirt is. And so we'll compare that to, of course, Masters of the Universe Origins He-Man. You know what, Prince Adam, you can just stay over there. Okay, nobody cares about Prince Adam, let's be honest. So, here we have Masters of the Universe Origins He-Man. And for one thing, they've painted the gauntlets. Now stop that. Stop that. He is very poseable, and he comes with stuff. So, you know, he had his battle axe here, which he can wield, and he can cleft, and, oh, you know, if he was gonna cleft somebody, if only there were somebody that he could demonstrate his battle axe on. Maybe I'll pick a toy completely at random. Oh look, it's Gen 1 Wheelie. Wheelie knows this is how it goes. Oh yeah, poor Wheelie. It's so the battle axe is pretty effective. Wheelie, just go over there and lay with Prince Adam. That's fine. So he comes with his battle axe, which is very cool, and he's got his harness thingy, which is important because it makes him look respectable. That way he's not just running around in a pair of brown fuzzy underpants. He's got a harness, and you know, that means that he can walk into the store that says no shirt, no service. It's like, hey, I got a shirt. It's metal. It's respectable. So, you know, and honestly, if somebody that had abs like these and biceps like these tried to walk into your store and you're the minimum wage employee behind the counter, are you going to tell him he's not allowed in? I don't think so, okay? Because you know what? I've had those jobs, and I'm just going to tell you, this is probably the height of my physique, okay? These guns, these are squirt guns, all right? So, Monica makes a good point. This is attorney and business casual, so I guess it's really... Oh, and Bill Pagan is here! Oh my gosh, Bill Pagan! Hey, a big toast to Bill Pagan. Everybody say hi to Bill, because I have seen Bill commenting on some of our videos throughout the week, and I'm very glad that he was able to stop by for the live stream. Hello, Bill! By the power of Grayskull, Bill Pagan is here. So, Bill, we were just talking about He-Man and his business casual harness that makes him respectable so that he can walk into retail locations across the city and be allowed to shop like everyone else. Of course, I've never really understood the need for him to have a battle axe because, of course, he has the Sword of Power. So he's got his sword, and he also comes with a shield. And the shield, you can slip the hand right through the shield and then just kind of clip it on to his arm. And so, yeah, you know, and once he's got the sword and the shield, it's like, sure, you can shop here. I mean, you know, and maybe he wants to buy some groceries, and maybe it's like, hey, you know what? I left my wallet in my other fuzzy panties, but I do have this sword, and the sword is worth more than the food, so I'm going to give you the sword, and the clerk can be like, no, stop pointing that thing at I'm not pointing it at you, I'm showing it to you. So Rob S. says, Wheelie's lot in life is bad. It makes me feel very sad. Very well done, Rob S. Poor Wheelie. He gets no love. My drink is getting light, so I'm gonna have to add a little bit more blood of an Eternian. There we go. Oh wait. Man-at-Arms? I think that's Man-at-Arms. Yeah. If I grow a mustache by the end of the episode, we'll know that this was Man-at-Arms blood. So that's good. All right, and I think that we mixed it with a little bit of liquefied Teela hair. So there we go. So, of course, and Joy says, legit question, what did you think of the movie with Dolph? Oh, with Dolph Lundgren. So, you know, the first time I saw that movie, I thought, wow, that's terrible. It's just, I mean, you look at it and you just think, what? You know, Masters of the Universe, the cartoon had lightning and it had muscle-bound heroes smashing through walls, and it had a cackling Skeletor that was just a skull face going, no, you fools, you must attack him, not play tiddlywinks with him. This is absurd. And you know, Skeletor, and you see that, and it's like, oh, you know, obvious makeup. Oh, you know, it's on Earth. Why Earth? We don't care about Earth. We want Eternia. And you know, where are the characters from the show? And why do we have this little gremlin-looking dude? I mean, we'd actually prefer Orko at this point, but would we really? I mean, I'm just asking the question, would we really? Be honest. And so, you know, I was not a fan. I think that with age comes a certain appreciation for a movie that knows exactly what it is. And of course, Dolph Lundgren is amazing. You know, he's one of, in a lot of ways, I feel like he's kind of one of the most underrated action heroes, because whereas other big muscle-bound action heroes play the part of these amazing people that do amazing things, Dolph Lundgren really is that amazing. Like, doesn't he have a master's degree in chemistry or something like that? Like, he's got a doctorate or something and speaks 24 languages, or you know, I want to say that the things that they would say, you know, like those lists of things about you know, who, Chuck Norris, the Chuck Norris lists, okay, you know, which are of course absurdly made up, are true about Dolph Lundgren. And here's a story that I have no credibility on. I have no way of knowing if it's an actual true story, but it was presented to me as though it was true. That there were burglars that broke into his house. They're burgling the place, and then they see a photograph, and they realize whose house it was. And they stopped. And I guess they put everything back, or they just fled without stealing anything, whatever the case. But, you know, that, like, this is stuff that doesn't normally happen to real people. So Dolph is cool, and the movie is fun in its badness. And I have to hand it to the guy who played Skeletor. I can't remember the actor's name. Skeletor from the movie. You're gonna have to type it. Frank Langella. Apparently he loved playing Skeletor, and you know what? You can tell, because it may be a bad movie, and he may be chewing up the scenery, but you know what? In a movie like that, you need somebody to just chew the hell out of the scenery, and it works. And I love the fact that Mr. Strickland from Back to the Future decides to stay in Eternia and take on, like, 2 Eternian wives or something. I mean, you know, there's stuff to love in that movie, but you have to have a respect. You have to be able to respect it for what it is and not expect more from it than what it is. And by the way, they steal chicken. And I refuse to believe that everybody on Eternia is a vegetarian. That whole Teela saying, "Ooh, eating animal flesh?" It's like, okay, look at this guy. He's wearing a freaking loincloth, okay? That did not come from a vegetable, okay? He did not pull his loincloth out of the garden and sew it into a pair of men's underpants. He beat up a lion and took its skin and ate its flesh. He's He-Man, that's what he does. So, you know, let's... Anyway, Bill Pagan says, "Nice shirt, where did your wife buy it?" You got this online, right? Yeah, this is the skull shirt. So this was one online, and is this from the company that disappeared? Yeah, because we looked on Amazon for Hawaiian shirts with neat patterns, and I had a bunch ordered, and you know, like last time. Oh, he might have been talking about the Weird Al shirt. You know, if it's the Weird Al shirt, this is from his Mandatory Fun concert, and this was a gift to me from my friend Laura. Thank you, Laura. I love you and I miss you, and I hope that we get to hang out with you soon. And so, yeah, I'm a longtime Weird Al fan, and I've seen him many times in concert. He always puts on such a good show. And this, of course, is a Hawaiian shirt, which Weird Al would respect. He does the Hawaiian shirts. But, and we tried to get more, and then the orders were canceled, and when Monica tried to look it up, the companies just weren't there anymore. It was like an Amazon thing, and all their listings were just gone. So, oh, he did mean the blue one. Okay, so, yeah. Shirts. The answer is Amazon, and maybe the company still exists? And did I beat up a lion to make the shirt? Actually, I beat up a cat, and he's right here. This is the cat that I beat up. And you can see that he's very tired after our grisly combat. He is so sleepy, and my leg is cramping up. He's been on my lap for the last, I guess about the last hour, and I have about an hour limit before I have to switch legs, and then he gets very angry when I switch legs. So let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna... It's alright, it's alright. There we go. Oh, blood flowing again, blood flowing again. Okay, that's good. That's good. There we go. And so this is Wesley. Wesley is a Russian blue, and he is afraid of everything. He likes to hide, and he especially likes to hide when new people are in the house. He likes to hide from us, but Russian Blues apparently will pick one person to trust. And Wesley trusts me. He will get on my lap. He will aggressively try to get on my lap. Like, he will knock over everything on the table to make his way over to me, even though he could just walk up beside the chair and jump up on the lap. No, he must enter the lap from the height of the table. And that's important. I don't know why, but he is my little friend, and I love him. And he is sweet and innocent, and also really loves to get his butt scratched. His butt gets scratched a lot. It's important. It keeps the cats from exploding. It's true. There's cute energy that builds up inside cats, and to dissipate the cute energy, you have to pet them, scratch their chins, scratch their ears. Zerberting a cat's belly is a fantastic way to dispel cute energy, but yeah, they need regular petting and cuddles and things, because if not, the cute energy will build up and the cat can explode. This is science, so science. So anyway, back to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Origins. We do have He-Man here, and I will say that these new figures look great. They are not overdone. They are not underdone. They are done just right. They capture the likeness of the original figures, but at the same time, they add modern articulation. He's got joints in his shoulders that go out and swivel. He's got swivels in his elbows. Let me show some of these things. So, his arm flexes this way, and his arms twist this way, and his elbows bend, and then he's got all of the same motion in his wrists. He's got a pivoting waist. He's got full rotational motion in his leg joints. He's got a knee joint that bends. He's got a swivel in the lower part of his leg, right where the boot attaches. He's got an articulated ankle. So, with that kind of posability, you can get him into all sorts of heroic poses, which are necessary for beating up Skeletor. And that's He-Man's job. His job is to beat up Skeletor on a regular basis. And I feel like if you had a He-Man collection back in the day, and you're looking at your old figures and you're thinking, the plastic, the whites aren't as white, the flesh tones are a little bit dirty looking, the O-rings are rotted out. These things are about $20 a piece? For a figure, right? 14? So about roughly, I'm just going to say $15. You can have the modern equivalent, which is pretty much the same size, far more well articulated, and everything looks and feels great. And you're going to see that throughout this whole line. We've got a bunch of figures here, and I'm going to show off as many as I can. But they are lovingly faithful to the originals, and it really shows that the people that are making these figures, they get it. And if they don't get it, then they're listening to people that do. Because honestly, in every way, these are as good as the originals. And if we're really being honest, they're better. This is something that just makes me want to say, by the power of Grayskull. I almost said grayscale. So, Skeletor's making my drinks again. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to set He-Man's accessories aside here for a moment. Oh, and I am getting a message from my finger. TF Source has Bike Robo, Drill Robo, and Tank Robo back in stock at regular price. Is that the large Bike Robo, or the, the newer one, or the, oh gosh, So, we just got Buggy Man, what was this, Buggy Robo, or whatever it is, and he is fantastic. I'm planning on doing a Short Circuits video to review him, but oh yeah, Bill Pagan was saying that TF Source has Bike Robo, Drill Robo, and Tank Robo back in stock at regular price, and let me tell you, I am planning on collecting all of these because I love them. And he looks great. Let's go ahead. I know we're taking a sidebar. This is supposed to be He-Man, but he's pretty much a He-Man. He comes with his own radio, and he just carries it around because he's a groovin' dude. He's not Beachcomber at all. He's Buggy Man. But you know what? I feel like he and Beachcomber, they would just be friends. He's got the tunes, they both got Dune buggy modes, they would be chilling, and Beachcomber would be like, hey, let me show you this lagoon made of electrum, and Buggy Man would be like, you know what, this is pretty cool, you know what, hey, maybe don't show any others this thing, because, they're just gonna fight over it and blow it up, and then Beachcomber would be like, no, my friends would never do that. And then Buggy Man would be like, Autobots, they're just so naive. So, anyway, let's see. Bill Pagan says, regular size Bike Robo, also just got my Buggy Robo, love him. Yeah, I love this. And honestly, if they end up doing an orange version, I will probably buy it. Because it's that good, and I will save everybody the process of me transforming him. His transform is great, but we'll save it for a video. Joy asks, do the new Masters of the Universe figures have punching action like the originals? And that is one thing that they do not. So the originals, of course, have this O-ring in them that allows them to go like that. Now, I want to demonstrate this. If only I had another figure handy to demonstrate the punching action. Oh, look, Wheelie's back. So let's go ahead and let's just set Wheelie here. Wheelie feels like this is a disgrace. Now I'm gonna have to get punched in the face. Just take it like a man, Wheelie. Whoops, no, come on, don't run away. Wheelie wants to hit the hay. Wheelie tried to get away. Okay, that's great, Wheelie. Oh yeah. So the originals have punching action, and that is something that the new characters do not have. They are just static. You twist the waist and they hold a pose. Personally, I prefer that. But I understand if you're like, hey, the punching action, how can I punch Wheelie without punching action? And Joy, you would be right. You can't punch Wheelie without punching action. So yeah, the new figures, that is one thing that the originals have that the new figures do not. It is a sacrifice of having them made so that they can get into a battle pose and just hold that position. So that is one thing, and I appreciate that because that does at least get us back to talking about Masters of the Universe, because it seems like, we're 40 minutes into this video and I've talked about one guy. This is such a good live stream, isn't it? Isn't it the best? So, So yeah, we will put Prince Adam back in his little baggie. There you go, Prince Adam. You can just stay down there. That's fine. And then we have, of course, the Immortal Skeletor. 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 I feel like, yeah, it's called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, but let's be honest, it's all about Skeletor. You know, if you like He-Man, Skeletor. Skeletor is your favorite character. You might not know it. You might think, oh, you know, I always really liked Ramman. I always really liked Scareglow. And yeah, you may have really liked them, but, you know, you keep coming back for Skeletor. He's a muscle-bound skeleton, and that's something that Masters of the Universe... yeah, if I could get the right camera. Masters of the Universe is unique in that I don't know that there's any other franchises that have a skeleton villain that is bare-shirted and muscle-bound. He's ripped. So in the notes, we do need to check D&E collectibles. Ty Guy would like a wheelie, and I think they still had one. The one that I saw was it was missing its visor, the cockpit cover. Now, I could potentially try to make a new one. I've got molding supplies. It's not a complicated shape, so Ty Guy, if you'd like, we can get you a wheelie at D&E Collectibles, and I can try and make you know, the little thing that covers the little gray piece that is very important for the car mode, because if not, you're staring at robot face. So yeah, just let us know, because if you'd like us to pick that up, we'd be glad to pick that up. That's no problem. So yeah, original Skeletor, he's got his ram skull staff, which this one seems to be, I feel like maybe he needs to put a Viagra spell on that or something. It's not very staff-like anymore, more like a staff infection. I'm not sure. But he's also got his sword, which you can see that the sword has these little nubs on there, and that's because it was made to combine with He-Man's sword. And that was a play feature so that you could unlock the gates to Castle Grayskull with it. And that was pretty cool, but I don't know how... when I was a kid... I don't know that any of my friends actually cared about the combining of the swords. It was something that was there, but honestly, I never even knew about it until I was looking at the Masters of the Universe Origins figures and saw that the swords combined, and talking to Monica about it, and she was like, oh yeah, you know, they combine and you put it into Castle Grayskull and you turn it and it acts like a key. Of course, you could still do that with just one half. It didn't really make, it didn't do anything so unique that you needed both halves in order to make it work. But it was cool. And when you're a kid, you don't care. Okay, it's not like, oh, they have to put a real combination lock on here where it's a keyed mechanism if you don't have both halves, but it's not going to function properly. You just want to be able to stick the swords in and make the drawbridge open. Okay, that's what you want, and you want the doorway to be big enough to put He-Man in the doorway and have him stand there and not have to have him duck, which was a thing. And of course, you know, we've got original Castle Grayskull here, and you can see that the doorway is big enough. That's something that was brought up in the Toys That Made Us video. It's a series on Netflix, and they did one of their episodes about Masters of the Universe, and they were talking about the original sculpt that they did for Castle Grayskull, and the doorway wasn't big enough for a character to stand in. And one of the guys was like, I figured that they would just, shove the figure through the door. Who cares if they can stand in? It's like, no, they have to be able to stand in there, and they resculpted the doorway. So, Bill Pagan has to go. Everybody, let's give a toast to Bill Pagan. Thank you for stopping by. I hope we see you again, Bill. Wow! I guess that's what happens when I open up the blood of Merman. So we're just gonna add the blood of Merman to I'm not sure what this is. This might be a little. Is this Merman or Scareglow? Well, if it were glowing, it would be Scareglow. Yeah, this is definitely Merman, and I think that this is Beastman. I'm not sure, but we're gonna just put those together. And I'm not sure if I feel better or worse about the fact that I just added a whole vial of green and it did not change the color at all. Should I be concerned about that? Probably, but okay, we're gonna close this up, and we'll set that over there. And now I've got Beastman blood on my hand, and so by the power of Grayskull, I have the beverage! Oh, I keep turning it the wrong way. There we go. And Ty Guy says a clay repaired wheelie is even better. He'd really appreciate it if we could pick it up. Okay, we will do that next time. We could always stop by tomorrow. Yeah, we can stop by tomorrow and get you a wheelie, and I'll see if I can get you a, or make a, one way or another. You need to have a. So that's important. It's important. Yes. All right. So going back to Skeletor. Skeletor, in my opinion, is the star of the show, and what's not to like? He was arguably the most intelligent character on the show. He was the most aware of everything that was going on, and the voice acting was remarkable. So distinctive, and it was great seeing this cackling, skull-headed, muscle-bound evildoer talk in complex sentences about and insulting his buffoon-like henchmen. You disgraceful buffoons! What are you doing? This is an embarrassment to evil everywhere! And that was Skeletor. So, we now have the Masters of the Universe Origins version. And you can see that they have lovingly recreated the character in all of his glory. Now, they've gone with a little bit more straight up blue rather than kind of a bluish purple. The skull looks great. Yeah, his skull head looks awesome. And thank you, Dudley. What are you mad? Dudley's mad. I'm doing the live stream, and Wesley's on my lap, and Dudley is like, come on, this is crap. That's what all that meowing means, or whatever that noise is that you're making. Dudley hasn't really learned how to meow. He more like he emotes. He verbalizes, but I wouldn't call it a meow. Also, Skeletor may be a bad guy, but that doesn't mean that he's a bad guy. He is... he wants to take over Castle Grayskull and have the power of the universe, but do we know that he would be a bad ruler? Uh-oh. Wesley's on the move. Okay, well. And Dudley is now taking apart the toy wall. Warbotron, are you going to stand for this? I guess Warbotron's gonna stand for this. We've got cats! Ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have an infestation of cats. Oh, you don't have a route. Okay, wait here. We're clearing things so that the cats have a route to get off the table. And Dudley, do you want to be my co-host? Are you gonna be my co-host? Because, yeah, Warbotron isn't saying much. Now he shuts up. Do you notice that? Like I'm talking to you, and he's like, meow, 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 meow. And as soon as I acknowledge his presence, look at him. He's stoic. He's like, nope, not gonna say a word. You're not gonna say anything, are you? Okay, well. Good night, everyone. That's it. The show's over. I don't even know what that comment said. It doesn't even matter. So here we have Masters of the Universe Origins Skeletor, and he does look just fantastic. And I have to say that I really like the dull finish, the matte finish on the plastic. And oh, there's a stair. I'm sorry. If you came here to see Masters of the Universe figures, you're probably going to need to fast forward a little bit. There is just kind of a staring contest going on between Cat A and Cat B. And Dudley, it seems to be aware of the camera being pointed at him. And now it concerns me that he's looking towards Warbotron, and he seems to be calculating his ability to jump. But yes, this is it in the Clay household. This is big entertainment. Okay, watching these two stare at each other and one of them grunt at the other one. That's like premium content, and we don't even have to pay a subscription fee for that. We just have to keep providing food. So oh gosh. So nonetheless, we have Skeletor, and his colors are awesome. Of course, all the articulation points are the same throughout this entire line. We have the shoulder that moves around, the elbows, the wrist, the waist, the hips, the knee, the ankle, and he looks awesome. He just looks awesome. I think that Monica has provided a way for him to get down. Oh, and Wesley is now back in front of... Oh, no, he's gone. This could be interesting because Dudley looks like he wants to jump. Oh, wait, no, is he gonna... Okay. Are you gonna get down? Yeah, he got down. Okay. For a moment there, it looked like he was going to try to leap from over there to over here. I was concerned. And so, yeah. We were going to talk about toys tonight. I swear that was on the agenda. And I know that that's what I wrote about in the description of this video. Dudley has moved into the other room and is continuing to yell at me. Just in case anybody's curious. So yeah, Skeletor, of course, comes with his sword, his skull staff, which, personally, I feel like the skull staff is where it's at. The sword, of course, has that combining feature. It does snap together with He-Man's sword, but you look at the skull staff, and that is badass. That is so cool. And when I made a Skeletor costume many years ago, which someday we have to dig up the photos of that. That was a cool costume. I made this skull staff. Can I get this? And yeah, this is sculpted out of beaded polystyrene foam. It's actually one of those mannequin, those store wig heads, you know, the styrofoam heads that they put wigs on and hat stuff in stores, and you can buy those. And so I sculpted the skull portion out of the beaded polystyrene foam, and then I bought a beaded polystyrene foam circle at probably like a Michael's or a Joann's, and I just cut it at angles and put toothpicks in at the joints and glue and just twisted them to create this ram skull shape. And then I covered them with Elmer's glue, let the Elmer's glue dry, and then painted them with gold spray paint and silver spray paint. And then I got a nice stick out of the woods, and I put some leathery fabric around the top and tied it off, and that is how I made my Skeletor staff. So, and you know, I don't have the costume anymore, but I do have the ram skull staff, because honestly, how can you throw that away? You have a Skeletor staff. You keep your Skeletor staff. That's just the way that it works. So so yeah, that is Skeletor, looking awesome. Fantastic face detail, fantastic musculature, as only Masters of the Universe can deliver. I mean, look at that back. Look at that. He looks awesome. You can tell this guy works out. When he had flesh on his face, he had a square jaw. You know, and you know, look at that butt. Just look at that butt. Skeletor's got a great butt. He knows how to wear his fuzzy panties. Yeah, he's allowed to shop. You don't even ask. And cake? He eats cake? Oh, cake means butt? Really? Cake means butt. Did the rest of the internet know this? Look at that cake. So, okay, so I'm asking you as representatives of the rest of the internet, did you know that cake means butt? And does that mean that when I'm saying that the cake is a lie, that somebody's butt is the lie? I don't know. I never made any claim, because I ate a cake tonight. Does that mean that I eat butt? I mean, I'm really confused. I'm easily confused by the internet. Let's move on to other Masters of the Universe figures, because I think at this point I've shown you Skeletor. He's Skeletor, and if we need Skeletor again, we will have more Skeletor, because we've got plenty of Skeletor, and I just like saying Skeletor. Easily, I will say this much. Skeletor here. Skeletor right here. He is my favorite Masters of the Universe figure. Hands down, this is him. He is the most Skeletor looking. He is articulated. He is colorful. He is what I consider to be the purest embodiment of Skeletor. And if I could only have one Masters of the Universe figure out of all the different Masters of the Universe lines, I feel like this would be the one. I know, bold statement, but, and honestly, with something like Masters of the Universe, you don't want just one. It's like Doritos. You know, you crunch all you want, but you want more. So yeah, Skeletor, he is really what Masters of the Universe is all about. Without Skeletor, I don't feel like nobody cares about He-Man unless he's got a Skeletor to fight. I know, that's a little bit, Optimus Prime, who would you be without me? And, you know, I get the kind of Megatron-esque ness of that statement, but this is a case where I just find him far more interesting than anybody else in the series. And that's not to say that the series doesn't have other very interesting characters, but as far as I'm concerned, Skeletor is where it's at. I want to know the story behind Skeletor. You can't give me too much Skeletor. And so, while I've gone on that little rant, I've also been able to put my old Skeletor in a little plastic baggie. You see how I'm doing that? I'm multitasking. Just like Ty Guy's computer. Yeah, he had to do updates earlier. It didn't blow up, so that's good. So let us move on a little bit, and of course, the next thing that I could go to would be the battle armor versions. But let's get into some side characters, because there's more to the Masters of the Universe than just He-Man and Skeletor. I know, I just said it's all about Skeletor, but I'm funny. I can make statements that contradict each other, and I'm just going to pretend like I didn't. Isn't that right, Warbotron?
That's right, Clay. You can say anything you want. I think you're a straight-up dude, and very handsome to women.
Oh, why, thank you, Warbotron. That's completely unsolicited, but thank you for your unbiased opinion. So, in fact, let's go ahead and talk about one of the only women of the Masters of the Universe line, because there's not a lot. It's a pretty male-dominated thing, which of course it was intended for little boys that are 10 years old. If you have a girl action figure, then the little boys are going to feel like it's a doll. And when they did the She-Ra line and gave them brushable hair, then it was kind of a doll. It was in the same scale, but it was definitely a doll. So let's look at original Masters of the Universe Teela here. And she is sporting her snake headdress thing, which I think she got from Serpentor. Actually, Serpentor probably got it from her. I think that Serpentor is wearing Teela's snake suit. And on the show, they never used the snake thing, which is kind of a shame because it's pretty cool. It's kind of badass. But, they just had her in her Teela swimsuit, which, you know what? Just so you know, honey, anytime you want a Teela swimsuit to wear to the beach, okay, you can absolutely have I don't care how much it costs, you can have a Teela swimsuit.
Wow, this is amazing! And bad, very bad.
So, now, of course, as a modern liberated man, I could say, oh, these women are so exploited, they don't have pants, they have cleavage. But I will also point out that the men are dressed in nothing but fuzzy underwear. Okay? Everybody, and so I feel like, sure, there's a pretty stiff level of misogyny through the history of this line, but if you're going to look at the attire and make the case, the men are mostly naked. They are wearing fuzzy panties, and in Prince Adam, he has a painted on shirt. Okay, I mean his shirt is literally just my skin is white. He's got a farmer's tan. Okay, he's not the Prince Adam figure is not actually wearing a shirt. It's just He-Man is tan, and Prince Adam has the farmer's tan, and the tan goes away when he holds aloft his magic sword, and so everyone is equally exploited. I guess that's my point. And so Teela, she's got her she's got her little Teela swimsuit, but at least it's a one piece, And, and they didn't give her a lovingly sculpted bottom. It's pretty much just a blob butt. So it's not like you're going to look at your Teela figure and be like, I'm 10 years old and the female form is suddenly very strangely interesting. I don't know why. I'm going to take this figure with me into the bathroom. So, it's not that kind of a figure, but that is Teela. She's got her Conan the Barbarian boots, which for legal reasons are not Conan the Barbarian boots. In fact, they went to court and they had to argue that they are not Conan the Barbarian boots. She does get the benefit of painted gauntlets. So her gauntlets are not part of her flesh. They are actually painted. And then she's got, I don't know whether like this collar would be a metal collar. It's painted gold. So I'm guessing that this is like, she's got metal on her swimsuit here. And that's pretty badass. And I'm going to say that as face sculpts go for an 80s female figure, she's actually got a pretty good face sculpt. A little bit cherubic, but she doesn't look bad. And she could use some touch-up work on her head and on her tiara, but what was originally there is actually pretty decent. And so, Teela's good, and considering that she was such a mainstay of the show, if you were into the He-Man story and you were watching the cartoon, then you begrudgingly should have Teela. Now, maybe you didn't want your friends to know that you had Teela or that you liked Teela. And personally, I'm a big fan of badass female protagonists. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I would much rather see Teela run around beating the snot out of Skeletor than He-Man, because it's Teela and she's cool. I mean, He-Man is, he's a jock. He's your bro man, okay? He carries kegs, one on each shoulder. And he plays for the high school football team. But Teela, she's like your nerd girl who understands computer science, and she role plays, and everybody in her gaming group has a crush on her. And friendships will be ended over that situation. So yeah. So I'm getting a note from my finger that says this is starting to feel weirdly autobiographical. You know what? There were no girls in my role-playing group, except for later in life with you, and I already married you. So now, yes, I still have a crush on you. But I'm confident enough to be able to admit it on the internet. Yeah. That's confidence. And you know what? If we weren't married and I admitted my affections and you said, hey, I appreciate that, but I just want to be friends, that is your prerogative. I'm not going to hold it against you. So, anyway, so that's Teela. She came with a staff. I don't think that we have the original Teela staff. We got this one secondhand, didn't we? This was part of that big bin this was just over a year ago, an event here in Pittsburgh right before the pandemic shut everything down. And I remember it was in March. It was around Monica's birthday. We went to an event called Toy Palooza, which was sponsored in part by D&E Collectibles, which is our local vintage toy store that we go to, and it's the one that we're going to go to try and get Ty Guy a wheelie. And they had that event. It was hundreds of people packed into essentially several vendor halls. It was just all vending. and Monica got this bin of Masters of the Universe stuff, and you know, she overheard somebody else talking about it, and you know, asking for the price, and the guy said, you know, how much, like 40 or something? And the other guy was like, I'll think about it and I'll come back. And the guy's like, he's not going to come back. And Monica said, I'll pay 40. And he's like, it's yours. And it was just, it had, did we get Grayskull? Yes. Okay, so we got Castle Grayskull. And it was missing some parts, but we've managed to fill in the missing pieces and a bunch of figures, and amongst those was Teela. So thank you, Toy Palooza. Thank you, D&E Collectibles, for helping to make Toy Palooza happen. And thank you, Osaka Jack, because Osaka Jack is here. Everybody toast Osaka Jack, and he says Faker is his favorite. And we do have Faker here. And now, of course, this is another one that we got from that giant bin. He is showing some discoloration, and he doesn't have his harness. So he is, yeah, I can't believe. All right, this is, I'm just going to admit it. I am not necessarily a very smart person. And this is going to demonstrate that. I never, when I was a kid, I didn't understand why Faker was blue. If he's supposed to be a clone of He-Man, why is he blue? Well, it's because Skeletor is blue. He's like the hybrid between Skeletor. And I didn't get that when I was a kid. I you know, just completely over my head. So far, there is no Origins Faker yet, but Monica does have him pre-ordered. So as soon as they have a Masters of the Universe Origins Faker, we will get it, and we will talk about it on this channel. So yeah, there we have Masters of the Universe Origins Faker. I wonder if Skeletor ever tried putting a shirt on Faker and saying, "Oh my gosh, he looks just like Prince Adam." I don't know, but so I am aware. I was just moving her out of the way. So we do have, of course, Masters of the Universe Origins Teela, and she looks great. I mean, look at her. She's got the shield. She's got the staff. Again, I think that Serpentor stole this staff and was using it. And, you know, he would straighten it out and he would turn it into a spear and stab dudes with it, which is pretty badass. And I imagine that Teela could do that too, because she's pretty badass. But, yeah, the sculpting looks great. She of course, is faithful to the original. Once again, I really like the more matte finish on the plastic. I love the colors, and the posability is excellent. So let's take off some of these things. She's got her harness thing, and so now we can see her in all of her glory. And you know, even there, she's got a presence that says, I am going to beat the crap out of you. Okay, I mean, look at the look on her face. She's like, hey, don't screw with me. Okay, yeah, you. Oh, was that a chauvinist comment? Whap. I'm sorry, is your nose bleeding? Whap. Oh, is your tooth missing? Oh, I'm sorry, did you want to say something else? So, yeah, she is a butt kicker. And she looks awesome. The detail on the face, it's a fantastic face sculpt. She looks really good. I love the expression. I love her posture. And of course, she's got all of the articulation that we have come to expect from this series. She's got the shoulder joints, the elbow joints, the wrist movement, the waist movement. So she is very, very well articulated. Her knees are a little bit awkward, but that's okay. All of the knees are just a little bit awkward. And she's got the, for legal reasons, definitely not Conan the Barbarian boots. But yeah, she looks great. And so if you missed Teela 30 years ago, then you want Teela now, because she is awesome. And she is sporting her metal battle suit, swimsuit, whatever it is, and her gauntlets, and she kicks ass. And I believe that in various fiction, Prince Adam kind of has a thing for Teela. Does Teela have a He-Man thing? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's not at all Clark Kent, Lois Lane, Superman love triangle. Not at all. Did I mention that I gave Prince Adam a pair of glasses? So yeah, that is Teela once again. And I hate to be a broken record on this stuff, because I would love to be able to say, okay, this figure is really good, but this one over here is a little bit But all of these figures are really good. And I'm kind of hoping to get to at least one that sucks, just for variety's sake. But honestly, I don't think that we're gonna get there. Let's pull out a Monica favorite. We have Stratus. And Stratos, here is original Stratos, and he is showing his age. He has a very weird head sculpt. So you look at that, and his face is kind of, it almost looks like an ape mouth, a little bit, but he's a bird guy, not an ape guy. So I don't know why he, I guess it's supposed to be a little bit beak-like. And Monica says that he looks a bit like Sean Connery. As we're going to go to Zardoz. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid the quote from Zardoz, but the gun is good. Let's just leave it that the gun is good. He's got the bird eye goggles. He's sort of like a You know what he is? Okay, I figured out what this guy is. Imagine if a gorilla dressed up as Night Owl from Watchmen. That is a gorilla wearing a Night Owl costume. That is what Stratos looks like. And he has a jetpack, which is cool. And Monica says she always liked that his jetpack is sort of the regular He-Man bracers backwards. Yeah, it sort of is. Oh yeah, it absolutely is. And you know what? I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the original prototypes were probably a He-Man harness that they just stuck jets. Yeah, that's a good point. I like his wing things that are on his arms. It looks like there were pieces in here that were supposed to rotate, maybe, but maybe aren't there anymore. I'm not sure, but there's something going on there that seems to not be there anymore. And you can see that there's a peg there. This has at least this much, but I think there was originally supposed to be more to it. And so yeah, I think that he had bigger wing things, and then he's got his jetpack, and then he's got a feathery chest, and it could be meant, like, I bet that they used this sculpt to make hairy looking chests also. I would not be a bit surprised if we see this chest on Beastman. and then we see some of that on the arms. And that is one of the things that they did a lot of during Masters of the Universe. They would reuse parts. And personally, I'm a big fan of being able to creatively reuse parts and save production costs. Because every time that you can do that, then you reduce costs for the end buyer, and you make your line stronger so that it can continue. If you can't afford to keep going, your toy line is not going to go, and then the fans don't get any more of what they love. So being able to take body parts and reuse it over and over again, as far as I'm concerned, hey, you know what? Do it. As long as you're still producing stuff that's awesome, then that's great. And you know, that has actually given us some of the most iconic characters that we grew up with. Look at Snake Eyes. He was just about entirely made up of other pieces of other guys sculpted that were cast in black with no paint. For cost reasons. They made the cheapest character that they could, and we got Snake Eyes out of it. That is awesome. And so sometimes working around limitations like budgets and things like that actually helps a fictional work or a product or anything. You know, when you're coming up with these solutions, a lot of times it makes your end product better because it forces you to think creatively. You look at a work like the Star Wars prequels, episodes 1, 2, and 3, where George Lucas was able to do whatever he wanted without any real limitation. You know, he wanted to do it the way that he wanted to do it. He wanted to tell exactly the story that he wanted to tell. And he had complete control over every level of production. And we got crappy movies. I mean, they're just bad. They're just not good movies. And it's because he didn't have anybody to tell him, no, George, this is a bad idea. Hey, George, why don't we do it this way? You know, he was working in a bubble. When you have outside influences and you have things that you have to work around, it forces you to up your game. And I think that, you know, you see a really, really cool looking figure like Stratos here, who, you know, like I said, he's a little bit worse for the wear, but then we show our Masters of the Universe Origins version, and look at him. Oh my gosh, he's gorgeous. I mean, that looks fantastic. The colors are bright, and his plastic is clean, and the textures are fantastic, and look at the detail of the feathers. I mean, this guy is cool. He looks great. His jetpack looks great. He's still got the questionably either hairy or feathery chest, which is fine. The face looks a lot better. He still has a little bit of an ape face, which is odd, but now it's not a creepy ape face. It's a pleasant sort of, yes, I'm an interesting bird person that has some pronounced features around my nose and mouth. This is completely normal in my society, and if you find it unique, then you can comment, and I won't take offense, just as long as you're respectful in your interactions. So yeah, he looks great. He does have the molded hair, maybe implied to be feathers on his legs and arms, and then he has these feather wing thingies on his arms that really look good. You know, the colors, I think, really make this work. The fact that he's got the pops of blue over the kind of red, orange, brown it really stands out nice on the otherwise gray figure. There could have been a little bit of detail painting on the arms here where he's got the gauntlets over his wrists, but I will forgive that because, of course, these Origins figures, these are not meant to be like, for instance, we got one of these. This was this Masters of the Universe Classics? No. This was the 2000 reboot, and very dynamic pose, and I mean, you have to respect that sculpt. These figures were dynamic and they were cool looking, but the question is, are they as fun as the more cartoony versions? And I feel like there is room in the universe for both of these, because this is obviously aimed at a more mature collector, somebody who wants something that looks a little bit more like a 90s comic book superhero and has the detail and the musculature of I'm gonna loosely use the word more realistic, even though it's not. It's just more detailed, and it's more stylized, and he's got that hunch. I love what they did here with the controls that he holds on to, and then the cables that go back to the backpack. I mean, this is a really cool thing. He looks fantastic, and I love that they've expanded on the concept. He's got the jets on his legs. He's got a much more respectable loincloth that's made up of feathers, and he's got this neat Stratus emblem. So he could be like a superhero. Just put that Stratus emblem that's on the belt on his chest, and he is like the Stratus, or the Masters of the Universe equivalent of let's see who would be a flying jet guy. I guess the Rocketeer. Yeah. So yeah, he's the Masters of the Universe version of the Rocketeer. The face looks far more human, and again, the details are excellent on this guy. But you go back to Masters of the Universe Origins, and of course this one, they're just going straight up for, hey, this is what you thought you got when you were a kid, and this is it again, except posable. And he does look great. Lots of fun. He's just fun. And it's a cool concept for a character. So, it's a neat bird guy and jetpacks and feathers and things. So, it doesn't get better than that. Honestly, it just, that's his. Yeah, I love this guy, and I see why he's one of Monica's favorites, because he's just such a unique character. And I feel like amongst the many different Masters of the Universe figures, he really does feel very distinctive. Whereas you look at somebody like Man-at-Arms or I'm looking at some of these guys, and they're all very unique, but he still stands out. So that is Stratos, Strata, Stratosian. And so let's take a look at one that is kind of absurd. This is just a little bit absurd. We've got original Ramman, and that had a flapping feature, so that's cool. Wait a minute here. Okay, I didn't realize he did that. So he's got a flapping arms feature, which, okay, you know what? Never mind talking about Ramman. I'm just going to sit here for the next hour and a half, and I'm just going to keep doing this because this is fun. Look at that. It's like, oh god, the jetpack's not working. I've really got to flap my arms hard. Oh crap, I should have had a Red Bull. Yeah, Red Bull would be good. Instead I had Gatorade. Now I have to pee. Oh damn, oh man, oh. Okay, my finger's getting tired. Here we go. Actually, yeah, I'm feeling it up here. That's a workout. So anyway, we'll talk about Ram Man. So we've got Ram Man here. And Ram Man, this is original Ram Man. Now, obviously, this one is not doing so hot. He definitely needs to have the paint, the paint helped out. Some touch-ups on the paint. Does not have the normal Masters of the Universe arms. Instead, he has these weird, hollow-feeling, pudgy things. He completely lacks the sculpted detail of a normal Masters of the Universe guy. He doesn't feel solid. He doesn't look. He looks like a knockoff toy, and that's what's weird about Ram Man. He's got fused legs. He is completely different in manufacturing than all of the other Masters of the Universe figures. This one, the spring inside is not really doing its thing anymore. Ideally, you were supposed to collapse him and then press this little button and then he would spring forward. But he doesn't really do that. His arms just kind of go out in a... So, Ram Man, where's He-Man? I don't know. Do you guys know? I don't know. By the way, I hit things with my head. That's what I do. Do you need anything hit with your head? Because I can hit things with my head. You guys having a mission? I'd like to go on a mission. Can we go on a mission together? Because if your mission involves hitting things with your head, I can do that for you. It's sort of my thing. I can't really move my arms in any useful way, but I can hit things with my head. So if you guys need that, give me a call. So yeah, this is going to be the one that I'm going to say, this is a disappointing toy. This is maybe it'd be a little bit cooler if it at least did the thing, but I don't know. He does that. Now we of course have an update done in Masters of the Universe Origins, and boy, okay, this is a step up. This is a definite step up. He's got a sneer, so look at, he's like, yeah, okay, my thing is that I hit things with my head, but I've also got a battle axe, and see, I've got the twin-bladed battle axe, and then I've got the regular battle axe, and it turns into a two-ended weapon just in case I need to cleave things more. Okay? Oh, are you going to make fun of my gimmick? Because I've also got this, and I will chop things up, including you, if you give me any crap. So this feels better. He actually does have arms that move in a reasonable fashion. He has more detail on his fists. He still doesn't have the sculpted muscles that we are used to from a Masters of the Universe figure. I don't know why. I guess he's just kind of a big guy with a little bit of baby fat. But he has individual legs. But here, let's take the weapons off of him. And by the way, he even does have knee joints. Not that you can do a lot with them. You know, they're there, but since you can't move the thighs, then the legs just don't do a whole lot. But they are there, and they do have a swivel, so he can. Oh, well, and then you can take the arm completely off, and he's like, "That's fine. I don't need 2 arms. Screw you. I'll hit you with my head." And so that's. He also comes with a separate head, which, let's take a look here. So we have the head with a battle mask, which makes him look a lot like Shredder. And maybe there's like a family lineage there or something. But no, I hate turtles. Okay, everybody in my family hates turtles. You got a problem with that? And it's like, no, I don't. He also comes with an extra fist that can hold stuff. So that's useful because, of course, he does have 2 weapons, so he could dual wield or he could put them together. And he could be like, by the way, my other cousin is Stab Man. We don't talk about it. You got a problem with Stab Man? You got a problem with me. I don't need both hands. Neither does he. He doesn't even need blood. You know how many times that guy's been stabbed? His name's Stab Man. He gets into knife fights. He bleeds. We don't talk about it. So that is... it's cool. He's got the extra fist. He's got the extra head. He's got 2 weapons that combine into this thing, and that's really, really cool. And I'm betting, I haven't actually tried this out, but oh, look at that. He's got his thing. I don't know where the button is. Is there a button that makes him pop up? Oh, you press it again? So, oh yeah, okay, so it's a click down, and then it's a click up, and he kind of does this hop. Now, I know that that's not the way that is intended to be used. It's supposed to be, click down, and then it breaks through the doors on Castle Grayskull. But still, it does do a little bit of a hop. Let's show that again. So, here we go. Get it in focus. There we go. So, and yeah, all right. So yeah, that is Ramman, and we do want to see him ram into something. If only I had something for him to ram into. I just searching around. Oh look, once again, it's Gen 1 Wheelie. Oh look at that, Wheelie. Aren't you happy to be here? Wheelie has better things to do, and by the way, Wheelie hates you. So yeah, shut up, Wheelie. So here we go. We're gonna hold on to Ramman, and oh! So there we go. That's Ramman, and I have to say, comparing new Ramman, who is about 3 times the weight of old Ramman, better posability, better weapons, better features, better accessories. I mean, this in every way vastly superior to the original. And Rob S says, Ramman versus Ramjet. Who wins? Are we talking about original Ramman or Origins Ramman? Because I'm sorry, I feel like right now Wheelie could take original Ramman. So I'm gonna guess Origins Ramman versus Ramjet. Gosh, it's sort of that unstoppable object meets an immovable object thing, or unstoppable object meets other unstoppable object, or a jet falls in the middle of the woods and nobody's around to hear it. I don't know who wins that. My guess is that they end up headbutting each other until they're both really dizzy, and then Ramman offers to take Ramjet out for some energon and a keg, and they go drinking together. I think that's how that works. They just keep headbutting each other, and I can't imagine either one of them giving up. So I think that they'd probably knock each other both unconscious, and then they'd wake up and be about to do it again, go right back at it, until one said, wait a minute, instead of doing this, do you just want to get drunk? And the other would be like, yeah, let's do that. And they'd go to McAdam's pub, and he would get some mead, and Ramjet would get some NJEX, and they would just both get, they would get their heads butted again. Or is that heads caked? Because butt means cake or cake means butt? I don't know. I think that I lost it. So that is Masters of the Universe Origins Ramman, a profound improvement over the original. Because, let's face it, this one, just not that great. Just being honest, it's just not that great. So yeah. Oh, you're pulling out Ramjets? Poor honey. Gosh, Ramjet I think is the white one. Yes. So, wait here. We'll pull out. Yeah, we've got Ramjet. Oh gosh, this is what happens. You mention something in the chat, and then Monica races out to go through the archives, and it's like, that's right, we have that. Look, we're going to show that. So here we have Transformers Generations Ramjet. I love this mold, and I have a bunch of Seekers in this mold, and actually because of this mold, I really didn't get a lot of the new mold of Starscream, because it's very similar to this, just a little bit bigger. Rob S says, so wait here. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera and just show. So that's what Monica brought up. It's Ramjet headbutting a knight on a horse. Oh gosh. So yeah, I can imagine these two guys just being like, funk. Oh, well, he just lost his gun, but he doesn't need a gun to funk. So yeah, it's just like dunk, 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 and eventually they both just knock each other out. That's what I think the end to that would be. So, yes, Ramjet. Wow. You're not even feeling that good, and you're racing around trying. No. And the light is out. Oh yeah, that's right. The light burned out this morning. So, should I tell them about this morning? So, okay. We had a in fact, wait, can I show this? No, I can't show this. Well, wait here. So, we're going to bed last night. We're laying in bed. I'm just drifting off to sleep. And then we hear bang clunk. And we look out the window and we can see just down the street there's emergency lights flashing, and there's all sorts of kerfuffle going on. And so here, I'm going to just show this on the other camera. So, I guess there was a police chase. Oh wait, now you're seeing a, let me see if maybe this will fix it. Okay, so there was, they were chasing a guy, and he ran into the telephone pole, and knocked over the telephone pole and severely damaged a second one. And then while we're there and we're kind of, seeing, we're kind of approaching all of the kerfuffle, and all the neighbors are coming out because the wreck was so loud. Then the cops drive around halfway around the block and charge through this person's yard. So whoever was in that vehicle had crawled out through one of the broken windows and run into the backyards, up through the woods. The cops go in through the other side of the yards and drag the guy out of there. And so, and last night, when we got up to explore, the light burned out over our giant tower of bins of toys. So, that's a weird segue. But that was what we woke up to in what kept us from sleeping last night. It was an interesting thing, but that has absolutely nothing to do with Ramman. Nonetheless, if I could say anything, I would say that original Ramman is just a disappointing toy, honestly, if I had been really familiar with the Ramman toy from when I was a kid, I'm not sure if I would have been interested in the Origins version, just because this probably would have left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Maybe I would have had the nostalgia feels for it, but I'm just not sure, because he's pretty bad. But if you had Ramman when you were a kid and you liked him, you will love the new one. If you kind of didn't like him and you wished he would have been better, the new one is better. So that is... And you know what? I should do Origin. I don't think that I did a video on Ramman when I was doing my short circuits video, so we'll need to do that. We'll add a Ramman video, and I can rant a little bit more about original Ramman. So let's change things up just a little bit. We've talked about Ramman, we've talked about Stratos, but what about some of the bad guys? Because of course Skeletor had to have his henchmen, and so of course, if Skeletor had a favorite, I feel like it's a toss-up between Merman and Beastman. So I'm gonna go with Merman because he was voiced by the same guy that did Sea Spray. So wait a minute here. I think that I need to. I'm gonna try and do this by the power of Grayskull. Wait. Grayskull! Gotta moisten things up in here.
Hello, Skeletor. I want to serve you, my master.
And that's Merman, and he's a little bit absurd, but he kind of looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon. And that's never a bad thing. I love the face. He also looks like who's the character in Young Justice that was dating Ms. Martian? Lagoon Boy? Lagoon Boy. Yeah, he looks like Lagoon Boy from Young Justice. Or maybe Lagoon Boy looks like Merman. Could be a little bit of column A, maybe a little bit of column B. I don't know, but this is original Merman. He is, of course, featuring most of the repainted pieces that we are used to seeing in the Masters of the Universe figures, with the same abs and arms and fuzzy panties, but a unique head, and he's got the sculpted booty things, which you know what, those might be the same as Skeletor's original. Yeah, they are. Yeah. So yeah, he's got a lot of once again recolored parts of other Masters of the Universe figures. He's got a unique harness, which looks nice, and he's got this cool looking. I love this. Okay, I don't know if it's supposed to be a sword or a bludgeoning weapon. It's sword shaped, but obviously it's like an octopus arm with the suckers on it. I mean, that's cool. I don't know that it would be very effective in a fight. Of course, you know what? It could be maybe like it's Coral, and Coral will tear the shnikes out of you. Okay, Coral is like the most horrible stuff, and you know, like barnacles and stuff like that. So Osaka Jack says that Aquaman, Merman, Namor, the ocean is so powerful and amazing, and yet everyone that comes from it is a jerk. You know, I feel like there's something psychological to be read into how people that weave these stories and create these characters put personalities to anyone that comes from the ocean. Like, we need to hate them probably because we, deep down on a level, we know that we're putting all of our shit into the ocean. I'm supposed to say, like, stuff. Yeah, we put all of our stuff. I apologize. I'm not supposed to say naughty words. But we put all of our stuff into the oceans, and deep down we know that if there's that if the sea creatures rise up, we are done. Okay? We are done. And so I think that that's why all of these people on a subconscious level make the people that come from the oceans all jerks, because they know that someday they're going to wipe us out, and that we'll deserve it. That's the sad thing. We'll deserve it. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. So, you know, maybe stop dumping hospital waste in the oceans. For a start. Let's just agree not to do that. By the power of Grayskull. That was good. So we've got Merman. He's got a cool stick thingy, whatever the heck it is. He's got finny shoulder things. And he talks like sea spray. And then we've got here. Maybe he can stand. Can he stand? Kick Wheelie out of the way. There we go. So there we go. He is not going to stand. I know he's not going to stand. I keep trying. There, yeah. Oh, there we go. And Machiavellic brings up a good point. Mermista is awesome. Oh, Mermista is awesome. You are right, Mermista. So only the men that are from the ocean are jerks. The women are all awesome. So like that asshat the Gordon's fisherman. Yeah, everybody hates that guy. Come on, the Gordon's fisherman. Oh, you know he doesn't get invited to any parties because he's gonna show up and he's gonna drink too much and he's gonna talk about how many people he lost in the latest hurricane when he was out at sea. And the scallywag, he lost his leg to an lamprey. Lampreys, I don't know. So it's just him in the corner talking to the Tidy Bowl Man, and it's so awkward. So here we go. We've got Masters of the Universe Origins, Tidy Bowl Man, and Gordon's Fisherman, actually. And you know what? they have lovingly recreated Merman, and original Merman is just going to lay down for a minute because he's tired. I love the face especially. Look what they did with the face. He looks great. Let's get closer still. We'll try and get that in focus. There we go. So yeah, I love what they've got with the teeth and everything. He just looks awesome. Of course, the colors are so bright and clean, and the molding once again looks awesome. He's pretty much got the same harness that he did 30 years ago, and the same octopus arm that might be coated in coral that would just shred you. That's what I'm guessing that is. And then he's got, you know, the Skeletor feet. So yeah, Merman, he is a staple, and you know, he is the kind of character that if you can't just fill up your ranks with good guys, you have to have somebody for him to fight. And Merman is your go-to goon. You need him, and you need to have Beastman. And so if you're gonna have Merman, then let's go ahead and pull out Beastman, because that's important. And let me tell you, our original Beastman is a little bit worse for wear. Yeah, look at that. He needs some real help in the face department. He's just got, the paint is barely there, and actually at this point he would look better if he had no paint on his face at all rather than what's there. So at some point we will have to touch him up, and that'll be a fun project, but I've got other projects, so he's gonna have to wait. And he's like,
what? I need face on my paint. I need paint on my face now.
And it's like, just give it a rest there, Roid Rage. So, and so I am getting a message from my finger that says Ty Guy's cousin got married tonight, but he couldn't be there because flying. How about a toast? Oh, a toast to Ty Guy's cousin. Congratulations on your wedding, and just know that Ty Guy is thinking of you. He wanted to be there, and flying right now, bad. So, a toast to Ty Guy's cousin. May you have a long and happy marriage. That's so catchy. It's just so catchy. Of course, Beastman's got these cool shoulder thingies, and he's got the hairy arms and the hairy chest, which could be feathers from what we've learned. And then once again, he has these same legs and fuzzy panties. But, that's the thing. And look at that back. Okay, wouldn't you hate to have to shave that? Oh my gosh. I'm just, I feel like if he goes to the singles bar, he's wearing a high-collared shirt, okay? Because he doesn't want the women to see that, unless maybe, I'm betting that at this point, there's sites on the internet or things like that where there's women who have a thing for hairy men. And because, there's women that are into, everybody's got somebody that's into them. It's a fact. You just have to find them. And so I feel like there's probably women out there that are just into hairy-backed men, and for that you got Beastman. And Monica says there's absolutely a Beastman fandom out there. There's gotta be, but I'm not gonna search for it. I am not doing that search. No. He comes with this. This is his whip. It's a string on a bullhorn. He's like, okay.
Okay. Merman, move
the box, move the crates over to the left. No, over to the left. My left. My left, not your. And so they just got a bullhorn and then put a string on it, and I don't like. It doesn't. If they had put like little beads on here so that it had some weight, then maybe and yeah, you could try and use it with the spring-loaded punching action. It doesn't do anything. It just doesn't do anything. And Monica says, I don't think a string of beads would be a good look, but it needs something, you know, like mold a plastic piece that has a spiky ball or something, you know, or you know, a ball with coral on it. I hear that stuff will tear the crap out of you, but it needs something, because the string ain't doing it, and so then we get Masters of the Universe Origins. Well, we had Masters of the Universe Origins. We threw them on the ground because it's not part of my system, man. He's an adult. So here we go. Masters of the Universe Origins. And wow, that is what his face is supposed to look like. Holy crap, what a difference. And he is, he's a nasty looking guy. He's got this big yoke thing around his neck, which now you can actually tell what it is. On the original, it just looks like, it looks like something, but I don't know what it is. It's just, it's almost like somebody strung ham around his neck and used that as a harness. And you look at this, and now there's some detail. It almost looks like lava rock or something. So that's pretty interesting. He's got a little bit of airbrush painting on the chest there, which is pretty cool. We'll get that in focus there so you can see that. He's got these arm bracer things that are pretty cool, and those are cool. But once again, he's got the bullhorn. He's like, okay, I really mean it, guys. Okay, now let's get in sync here. Everybody lift at the same time. 1, 2, 3. No. Don't start on 2. I wasn't even at 3 yet. No. To the left. And so he's still got the bullhorn, and he's still got the string, and the string still doesn't do anything. And this is where I feel like, okay, it is straight up. This is identical. It is identical. It is the same. Let me just show these side by side, because you need to see this. It is the same part. They are not identical. I had an extra Origins Beastman. Oh, but they are almost the same. So, okay, so the Origins, the original was hollow and had no bottom. Okay, well then that explains, you know, and I was noticing that the one that original Beastman was holding looked really nice for a, yeah, and his shoulder things also. Okay. So, original Beastman has been upgraded just a little bit, but nonetheless, so the original one had no bottom. It was just hollow, and but it was still just a string, but we didn't have it. So Joy says, I appreciate the Skeletor animation tonight. Yeah, that we did not create that. That is one that we downloaded, because you can this is connected to an app on the phone, and you can download little things that other people create. I really want to do one. I love doing these animations, but they're a little bit time consuming, so I haven't really had a chance to play with it, but I really wanted to do one for tonight's thing. Nonetheless, it's a cool animation, and if I actually knew who it was who did that, I'm sure that I could look it up, but but I don't wanna. I don't know if it says or not. Yeah, it's hard to say. And while I would love to give credit to the person who did it, it requires more work than I'm willing to invest in it. Isn't that terrible? You know, at some point, I'm going to be watching a YouTube video, and I'm going to see one of my Pac-Man animations or my Autobot flipping around, and they're not going to give me credit. And they're going to say, well, I just didn't want to. And I'm going to be like, hey, darn it, I deserve credit. And I'll write them nasty comments, and I'll start a YouTube fight with them on the internet, because that's cool. That's what cool people do. They start YouTube fights with people on the internet. So yeah, they have beefs. Yes, I'll have a beef with them. Speaking of beef, this is Beastman. He looks great. The detail painting on the face is especially well done. He's a creepy looking guy. He is just, I mean, now that he has the proper face paint, I can say he is ugly. I mean, he's really well done, but he is an ugly dude. He's sort of like a baboon or a mandrill or some other scary monkey. That's what Monica says, and she is right. Of course, he has the hairy chest and arms, which could be feathers, depending on on what they're going for. And then the normal Masters of the Universe lower body. Of course, all of the articulation that we've come to get used to from this line, with the shoulders joints that go out and swivel, the swivels at the elbow as well as a hinge, the fully articulated wrist, the waist, the knee joints, the lower legs which twist, and the ankles. So that's really, really cool. And I feel like you get Skeletor, and you need to get Beastman and Merman. Like, you can, there's lots of other guys that you can get, but if you need a core group of good guys and bad guys, it's like He-Man, Teela, Man-at-Arms, and then Skeletor, Merman, Beastman. Or maybe Skeletor, Evil-lyn, and Merman or Beastman. Either one are, I would say, equally important. But yeah, if you were just going to have like your core cast, then that's what I would go for. So Machiavellic asks, hey Clay, if you could create a Masters of the Universe style character, what would they be like? Ooh, that is an interesting question. Well, of course, they would be very muscle bound, because they're a Masters of the Universe type character. I think that I would go with a lightning themed guy. And maybe I give him like one of those sparking features, like the Sparkle Bots and the Firecons had, and like maybe it would be a gimmick where there's a thing in his back, but the sparks shoot out like from things in his, like maybe he has a backpack and there's like a couple things on either shoulder, and the sparks shoot out from there. And so he's like a lightning guy, but of course, big muscly arms and fuzzy underpants, because yeah, I could. Oh wait, what would it be his name? What would be? Oh, okay. Monica's got an idea. Monica has an idea. So, he's a spark guy that does acrobatic stuff, and his name would be Sparkor. Sparkor! Oh my gosh, that's the best name! Sparkor! Okay, yeah, you know what? There it is. Monica wins. She absolutely wins. And there we go. So that is Beastman and Merman in all of their glory. And so I'm just gonna put Beastman in his little baggie, trying to keep things. I've got a lot of guys here. I've got it, and yeah, I listed them in the description for this video, and if we get through all of them, it'll be amazing. So we got that. Let us now segue for a moment, because we've seen some good guys, we've seen some bad guys, we've seen original He-Man and Skeletor, but if you were just getting into Masters of the Universe, but you missed it at the beginning, I've mentioned this before, finding original He-Man or original Skeletor, they were gone. And, you know, like, it was one of those things where, you know, these days, toy makers know that they need to refresh the core cast, you know, pretty much every year. Like, every year there's a new Optimus Prime. They either repaint the one from the previous year or they do a new mold, but every year there is an Optimus Prime available. So anybody who just discovers Transformers and just gets into it will have an Optimus Prime that they can buy. As opposed to Masters of the Universe back in the day, that was one of the things I think hurt the line, was that they had all of these new characters, but if you started getting into it, you couldn't get a He-Man. And you couldn't get Skeletor. It's like, I don't want Beastman and flying guy, flappy guy, Stratos, if I don't have He-Man and Skeletor. And so that's why back in the day you got, wait a minute here, darn it, stop, don't fight with me, don't you sass me. So then they came up with battle armor He-Man and Skeletor. So here these guys are. These are the original ones, and these are the ones that I could actually find when I was a kid. Now, I didn't collect He-Man because when I was a kid, you know, I had limited funds, very limited funds, and so I had to kind of pick my poison. And I decided that I wanted to buy Transformers. That's what I did. And so I didn't buy G.I. Joe. I didn't buy Star Wars. I bought Transformers. And that's why, to this day, I have more Transformers than anything else, which explains a lot about this channel. So, nonetheless, I do remember that these were the versions of He-Man and Skeletor that you could find. And, wait. Perry Viking is here! So, a toast to Perry Viking! Everybody say hi to Perry Viking! Hello, Perry! Thank you for joining the live stream! By the power of Grayskull! That is very good, by the way. So these were the ones that I could find, and personally, I would have rather had the originals, because you never saw in the comic books or in the TV show, they were never wearing these things, and I always felt like the armor kind of made them look like they were wearing a onesie. And I don't know why it's better for He-Man to be in just underpants and a harness than it is for He-Man to be in underpants and a tank top. But somehow, when I was a kid, I thought that the original design was better. But nonetheless, these were cool. They have this battle armor that has a ratcheting drum here, and you hit it and it spins very quickly, so it looks like you're denting it. So you can go, look at that, I just dented it with my finger, look at that, and I didn't do anything because, okay, I remember the second tap is kind of hard. There we go. Look at that. I put 2 dents in it. And Skeletor has the same thing. So here we go. Oh, look at that. I just dented his armor. And there, I dented it twice. Yeah, look at all those dents I put in there. I am impressed because these are like, what, 35 years old? Something like that? It's ridiculous. And those gadgets still work. Now, resetting them is a little bit of a trick because you try and do it this way and they just kind of keep rolling back, and you see how that happens. Here's what I found: lay them on their back, and then if they're laying on their back and you roll it, look at that. Yeah, huh? See that? And then, oh, I dented it again. And there, oh, I put 2 dents in it. Oh my gosh, I just dented this guy's armor. Oh, I have to buff that out. Buff. Okay, and there we go. And so we reset like that. And of course, He-Man also, it's the exact same mechanism. They're really, yeah, the outer shell is molded differently, so they do have different armor, which is surprising, actually. I would have expected them to just recolor the armor, but no, they are distinctive molds. But the drum is the same, and oh my gosh! Oh, whoa! And then you go like this. It's like, oh, it's not working. Oh no, it's not doing the thing. I can't get it. And then you lay them on your back, and there you go. And now, boom, it is reset. So that is how you make that go. And, Osaka Jack was asking about Battle Armor Faker. There was supposed to be one, but it never got made. So you can apparently add Stinkor's armor to him, and it looks about right. So that Faker, it looks like he has the battle armor. Okay, that's pretty cool. Nicely done. What I would probably do if I wanted a battle armor Faker is I would take Faker's head and put it on battle armor Skeletor, and that's. I mean, granted, Faker would then have. Well, you know what? You could actually swap out the legs as well. So just take the legs and the head, and actually even the arms, and just put them on the Skeletor body, and that is how I would make a battle armor Faker. Of course, for that matter, you could also take the Skeletor head, Faker's arms and legs, put it on a battle armor He-Man, thing, and that would work as well. So yeah, the nice thing with Masters of the Universe is that all of these parts, at least most of these parts, are interchangeable. So and most of them they just kind of pop out, don't they? Like taking off the arms, you just kind of pop them out. And these have the O-ring inside, which is a little bit tricky, but you can get it. And the waist is the tough part. You essentially have to break it, which sucks. That sucks. You have to break the waist in order to do that. But nonetheless, so that is the originals. Let's go ahead, and I dropped a piece. I don't see it. I don't know what happened to it. So I guess I think it was. Oh wait, there it is. It was Skeletor's sword. So, yeah, Skeletor's sword. I lost his sword, but I found the sword, and so... And that is why it is so important to have lots of little plastic Ziploc bags if you want to keep the weapons with your figures. The other option, of course, is to store the weapons separately, which also works, but the downside of that is that if you want to match them up with the guy that they came to, you have to know, and I tend not to. So yeah, that is the battle armor versions. Now, of course, Masters of the Universe Origins, because they do so love all of everything that is Masters of the Universe, they have their own battle armor versions of He-Man and Skeletor. But before we get to that, Rob S. says the original figure... What? The Origins figures don't have that problem. You can pop their torsos off of their waists. And yeah, they don't have the O-ring. It's a completely different way of going together. So yeah, that's a good point, Rob. The Origins figures, they can pop apart, and that makes them a lot easier to swap parts out and make your own. So if I wanted to make Spar Core, then we may have to do that at some point. Make Spar Core. Maybe one of these days we ought to have like a contest where everybody submits their own idea for a Masters of the Universe Origins figure, and whichever one wins by popular vote, we make one and send it to them. Yeah, we can do that. So anyway, a toast to Rob for that little tidbit. Thank you, Rob. So, of course, this is all about Masters of the Universe Origins, and so here we have He-Man, and there, he's got a cat hair on him. So there we go. We'll take that off. So we have He-Man, and they look great. I will say that they look great. Once again, they're loving recreations of the originals. And I still prefer the original, like He-Man with the harness, more than He-Man with the battle armor. He still looks like he's wearing underpants and a tank top, and I just don't think that that's a good look for him. Original Skeletor heads are a little derpy compared to Origins Skeletor heads are a little bit derpy compared to the originals. And yeah, I noticed that some of these are a little bit wonky, but I haven't had... Oh, and it looks like... Oh! Entertainer 13 is here! Okay, so a toast to Entertainer 13. Welcome! And thank you for stopping by our live stream. Everybody say hi to Entertainer 13. All right, so, of course, these also have... Oh, sorry, Skeletor. These also have the... Oh my gosh, I just put a dent in his armor! Oh, and that's... The second one is always harder. So, wait here. There we go. Yeah, I put 2 dents in his armor. Oh my gosh, it's so dented. But I can fix it. And this one, I found that this one is tough. Just getting my pudgy finger in there to reset it. So there we go. And I'm not going to do it again because that one's... And for some reason, that one seems harder to reset than Skeletor's. So, Skeletor also has the... Oh! Oh! Oh, look at that! It's damaged. And then, well, you know what? This one's pretty hard too. In fact, now that I'm trying, maybe I was wrong. Maybe Skeletor's is harder because it's got this nub here, this little skull thing, and that makes it hard to get your finger in there. Come on, you can stop being difficult, Skeletor. No, that is my purpose, to make things difficult. And there we go. So now the battle armor versions of these guys come with a bunch of extras, and that's really cool. So you can see that Skeletor's got his Ramskull staff, which is important. He's got a shield with a skull head on it that is laughing, and that's really cool. And then, of course, he's got his Skeletor sword, which is made to combine with He-Man's. It also comes with a separate Skeletor head, and he's like, yes, this is Happy Skeletor. Yes, look how pleasant. I got this head from a company called Silver Shamrock. So, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Watch the magic He-Man. Watch. So, yeah, that's Happy Skeletor. I kind of prefer Angry Skeletor. You know, he's like, your ass. I will destroy you, He-Man. But you know, all Skeletors are good Skeletors. So we can put those in there. He-Man has his own goodies. So he has an extra hand that is, actually strangely similar to the hand that he's already got. It's not like it's, I would have expected it to be more of a grippy hand, but it's just another hand like this. That's weird. But yeah, I wonder if it's supposed to be like that or if that was just a packaging error. But yeah, he's got this hand, which is the same as that hand. I wonder if we got them mixed up, maybe? Ramman. Ramman has the... Okay, so we'll get... This is Ramman's hand. Could be He-Man's hand, but it's Ramman's hand. We've also got... Thinking Hard. This is kind of constipated He-Man. This is like, oh... Yeah, just... Oh, wait for it. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, what were you saying, Teela? I don't... Because, I was kind of doing something personal here. But it's over now, so it's good. So that's constipated He-Man head. And then we've got, like, I am jumping into action, He-Man. I feel things. I feel things that are serious. I am very serious about the things right now. And by the way, has anybody noticed that He-Man has black eyebrows but bright blonde hair? So I mean, maybe Eternians are a little bit different, but when I see that, I think he's bleaching. I'm just saying, he's either that or he's coloring his eyebrows. But one way or the other, because that ain't natural. That's just not natural. Maybe what we need to do is like put some black roots in here, and that would make it a little bit more realistic. I He-Man. Well, Lorraine. What? Wait. Mystery Man. Oh. No, I don't get it. It's like I show. Oh, Okay. So it's I He-Man. I He-Man well. Yeah, that's he's got that look from from Mystery Men when he's looking into Lorraine's eyes and he's saying, "I He-Man, Lorraine. I He-Man well." Or I Grayskull. Wait, here, let's go back. "God gave me a gift, Lorraine. I He-Man. Or I Grayskull. And I Grayskull well." So, anyway, I just said Grayskull a bunch of times, so. Also, Tim Kangaroo is here. A big toast to Tim Kangaroo. Welcome back to the live stream, Tim. All right, so that is Battle Armor He-Man. Now this is something that we have not done yet, and we need to show this. So we have the He-Man sword, and it is made to combine. We have the Skeletor sword. We are going to put them together. You're seeing it here first, for the first time ever. No one else on YouTube has done this that I have seen, because I haven't looked. But nonetheless, that is the combined He-Man and Skeletor sword. Let's put them together. You know what? Honestly, we all want Skeletor to get the sword. I mean, that's what we really want. It's sort of like how we all want to see the Coyote catch the Roadrunner. So here we go. Skeletor has the power, and then He-Man comes with Masters of the Universe magic fire for the sword, so it can be like, "Now I have the power!" And I don't, maybe he'd get his face back. I don't know what would happen, but yeah, that is the combined sword with magic fire. And that's actually pretty cool. It's nice to have a blast explosion there. So yeah, pretty cool. From the Book of Skeletor, Osaka Jack says, from the Book of Skeletor, out of grace, call the original Ramman. Oh my gosh, really? Grayskull. Well done, Osaka Jack. Well done, sir. That was good. That was a good one. Out of grace. Oh my gosh. Osaka Jack says, "It took me hours to come up with that." Yeah, but you know what? I appreciate that. And that's why these live streams are so long, to give you time to come up with ways to trick me into drinking. So it's a good partnership. All right, so I'm gonna put all these little bits back in my baggies. I showed that. Yeah, I showed that. Except it was I had Skeletor holding up the magic fire and having the power of culling. So that is He-Man, and he's got his sword and his magic fire, and he's still got his battle axe. So, you know, these ones came with a lot of stuff. Was that a 2-pack? Or it's just individually they were like power armor guys, and Ramman were kind of deluxe. Oh, okay. So, well, you know what? Considering how well they did with Ramman, and you know, even obviously these guys are really, really nice. They look great, and the action, this still works, and I don't think that they've really changed it much. It looks like the drum is a little bit of a different size, so they are new molds, but they haven't changed the functionality one bit, and it still functions reliably, which, it's a testament to the quality of the original toys that those ones are still working really well. Go figure. Nonetheless, let's take a look. Let's kind of go to the softer side of things, and let us take a look at She-Ra. Then and now. That's right. It's She-Ra. Here we go. And here we have original She-Ra, and they have gone full superhero with her. She is sort of made like a small Barbie, which Masters of the Universe was Mattel, right? So, Mattel knows how to make a Barbie doll, and she looks like a smaller Barbie doll. The cloak is actually very nicely done. The wrap is really nicely done. I believe that she originally had a skirt, but we got this one in that big bin of stuff. And honestly, I'm kind of amazed that it's in as good of shape as it is. I brushed out the hair. I brushed out the hair, and it brushed out really nicely. So it was very, very frizzy when we got it. But I wet the hair and brushed it out. I didn't even wash it. I just wet it and combed it out, and it turned out very nice. It's starting to get frizzy again, so I tied it back. But yeah, it's not hard to clean up the hair and make it look respectable again. And then she's also got, and this is very important, so she's got her pink sword with the prismatic sticker there that has kind of peeled off a little bit, and her pink shield. There's a lot of pink on her, and I think that prevailing wisdom at the time was that if it's a girl character and it's a girl hero, then it's got to be pink. But see here, look, you've got this head crest thing that becomes a ring that you can wear. Oh, look at that. That is precious. Oh, isn't that nice? Don't you want one? I know you do. I know that you're jealous. So, yeah, but her arms, like her cape has these little loop things that the arms go through. It's got this amazing pattern on the inside, which is actually just fantastic. I actually really like it. So yeah, She-Ra, I never saw an original She-Ra figure or any of the She-Ra toys back in the day. I didn't have any friends that collected She-Ra. She-Ra was for girls, and and cool guys didn't have She-Ra stuff. Of course, now we had the She-Ra Netflix series, which if you haven't seen it, then go watch it, like right now. Just you know what? I'll sacrifice the minutes of watch time. You do have to come back and pick up where you left off. But go watch it because it's phenomenal.
Just so you know, I'm a hugger.
Exactly. Okay? Every character is really well developed. Every character has an interesting story. It's just so good.
I made spacesuits for us, and then I fixed the ship from space! Where I am!
So good. And very self-aware, very smart. Far more than I would have ever expected from a She-Ra series. Osaka Jack says, I once got a notice from the secretary here in Japan that She-Ra called. And I forgot how difficult Western names could be remembered that Sheila worked at the main office. Oh my gosh. It would be hard for me if I were in Japan and I were working with somebody named Sheila, to not just constantly give her She-Ra stuff and just treat her like she's the princess of power. I would want to do that because, and just so that you know, this is the kind of stuff that I do to the people that I work with already. So you know, I'm not really missing much of an opportunity. There's a woman that I work with that every time she messages us and says, "Hey, I'm going into the factory. Does anybody need anything?" I type in an emoji to the chat that's a picture of a hamburger, fries, and a shake. And that's just what I do. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a superhero name, or else I'd take advantage of it. Yes, Dudley. Yes, thank you. And now he's acting like he's not listening. So yeah, original She-Ra is kind of fantastic. Far better than I would have ever guessed. But she is cool. She looks good. Dudley doesn't like her one bit. But yeah, and she looks like a superhero. She's straight up superhero. Now, we then come to Masters of the Universe Origins She-Ra. And honestly, I don't know what they're going for here. You know, of course they've got the yellow rather than the pink, which you know, I like the red, the white, and the yellow. I guess the yellow is supposed to be gold. I like that they've got a little bit of detail paint on the shield and on the sword. I like the prismatic material, but her face looks far more cartoony than any of the Masters of the Universe Origins figures, and you compare that to the Netflix She-Ra figures, which here is one, okay, still in the package. And yeah, this is straight up. This looks like the Netflix character, and it looks exactly like the Netflix character. It's got the molded hair. Not great articulation on these figures, and they didn't make a lot of toys for the series, which is a shame because it was an amazing series. Just amazing. My only complaint about this series is that no superhero wears skirts. Okay, those are skirts. That's like short skirts, like shorts under a skirt. Okay, Wonder Woman tried to wear skirts. If you're gonna have shorts, just have full pants. Okay, because it looks like you almost want to ride a bicycle, but you're not committing to it. So yeah, you need pants. Osaka Jack says, "Hey, she has black eyebrows like He-Man," and you know what? You're absolutely right. She totally is coloring her hair. We know that. Okay, doesn't Adora have dark hair? Or does Adora have? Yes, I know. So Dudley is very unhappy that I'm still talking. I'm trying to remember if Adora had blonde hair or if she had brown hair. Let's see. Oh, okay, Adora does have blonde hair and brown eyebrows. Oh, Adora is she's just bleaching her hair. She's bleaching her hair. And I feel like Adora, I mean, if that's the hair color you want, then more power to you. But I hope that you're not doing it out of some sense of social obligation. That's all I'm saying. So we have this interpretation of She-Ra, which is very cartoony because there's a cartoon that supports it. But then we have this interpretation of She-Ra, and I don't know what she's supposed to look like. She doesn't have the sculpting of a normal Masters of the Universe Origins character, and I don't know if maybe that's gonna look like like if they're going to include She-Ra in the new cartoon series. I don't know what they're going for. And it's not a bad figure, but it just looks, it stands out as being stylistically different than every other figure in the line. Also, what the hell is going on with this skirt? Because if she's wearing a dress because you know she wants to be a little bit modest, that material is not doing anything to protect her modesty. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, this is a case where I'm gonna say that the modern Masters of the Universe Origins version is not necessarily an upgrade over the original. Now you have more posability, but this is a nicer figure. It's nicer looking, it's more detailed, but it does not have the articulation. This one is definitely more playable. The hair won't frizz out since it's just plastic molded, and but it's cartoony looking. It just doesn't quite fit. So yeah, that is She-Ra. And Perry Viking says, "Ain't she adorable?" Yes, her name is Adora. You know, they're not necessarily good at working with female characters. And Osaka Jack says, "That skirt is so see-through, she should be called She-Ra." She-Ra. That's good. That's good. Yeah, you know, normally the dress is supposed to be for, I don't know, modesty's sake, you know, so that you're not just wearing a bathing suit, but she's just wearing a bathing suit. That's just it. So Machiavellic says he really likes the new face and that she looks a lot better than the OG. You know, the new face is a nice face. I just don't know what it's supposed to look like, because it doesn't, you know, the other ones are loving recreations of the originals. This one is just very different. Yeah, just very, very different. So, and different isn't necessarily bad, but it's just, it's an anomaly. That's what I will say. It is an anomaly in comparison to the rest of the series, which has been so lovingly accurate, like just spot on recreations of the originals, and then in this one it's like, you know, we're just gonna kind of do something completely different. And I guess that's where I'm at with it, you know, that it's just not a loving recreation of the original. You know, I could even see if they kind of made it look like the original, except with the plastic hair rather than the frizz hair, and, you know, gave it new articulation, but it's just completely different. So that is She-Ra. And of course, this live stream would not be complete. Actually, you know what? Here, you charge this. I'm going to go through. We've got Man-y faces. That's not who this live stream would not be complete without, but I want to show this because it's really cool. So we've got Man-y faces here, and this is the original one, and yeah, he's got abs, he's got cables, he's got gloves. Of course, you know, it's the normal articulation. He does not have fuzzy underwear. He is one of the few Masters of the Universe figures that does not have a loincloth. Instead, he has this giant molded head thing, and then you rotate the head and you can have monster face. Let me get this in focus. So you have monster face and robot face. And if I remember correctly, the shtick is that when he has a different face, he essentially is transforming into that thing. He has kind of the powers of... Oh, he's an actor. Okay. But does he have the powers? Yes. Okay, so he had the powers of whatever face. So, you know, he's got the human face, and he's like normal, strong human, and, you know, articulate, and he's a warrior, and except an actor, really. And then he can have monster strength and savagery, or he can be a robot and have robot strength and computing power and technology stuff. So kind of a neat concept and a neat looking figure. Yeah, I would love this figure when I was a kid. I love all the cables. The paint deco is actually very nice. You know, they have a lot of different things going on here. And he is one of the rare figures where I don't recognize any of these parts from the other guys. All original parts, which is kind of mind-blowing at that time. I think that they probably could have gotten away with recycling parts, but they didn't. So, you know, more power to them. Then we get to Masters of the Universe Origins, and look at that. He looks great. Tim Kangaroo asks, does he have a llama face? You know what? He does not have a llama's face because he's not David Spade. But we do have a llama face. And so there we go. Llama face. Oh no, llama face. I miss that movie. We need to revisit that movie. Emperor's New Groove. For anybody who hasn't watched The Emperor's New Groove, it's great. I love that movie. So we have Masters of the Universe Origins Manny faces, and he looks like the original except better. He's got all that articulation that we have been looking at throughout this live stream, but look, he can turn his head. That's right, he can turn his head, and that's a huge improvement. Also, there's a little bit of a click when you change faces. So it actually rests in the desired face. You know, you can just kind of, you can see it pop up when it gets to the right place. And that's cool. The colors are bright. You know, he's very yellow and blue and magenta. He's got this gun. He's very posable. So once again, they're taking a figure that was already really, really cool from back in the day, and they're redoing him in a way that is just tremendously well done. And I'm going to say once again that this is another one that is in every way an improvement over an already really cool figure. But of course, you didn't come to this live stream. What was that? The picture. Okay, so here's a picture of him as an actor from the package, from the back of the package. So there he is being an actor, and he is quoting Shakespearean sonnets, and then he changes his role into a monster, and that's pretty cool. So now we're going to try to show this, because this is the moment that I feel like we've been waiting for, and I need to get my box thingy. All right, here we go. So we got the box thingy, and we've got Scare Glow, and we're just gonna put him in the dark box. There we go, and I'm gonna turn out this light, and look at that. Oh my gosh. That is cool. That is so cool. He looks great. He looks so good. I mean, that. Let's now. Let's see if I can do a little bit of magic here, because I might be able to digitally with my software here, kind of zoom in. Yeah, look at that. That is so cool. And, you know, I love the way that the paint detail on him really makes the kind of skeletal thing work. So this is Masters of the Universe Origins Scareglow. And he is, the original Masters of the Universe Scareglow is one of the most sought after figures on the secondary market because he was very hard to get a hold of originally. And so we'll pull him out. In fact, you know, he was one of the latest figures to enter the Masters of the Universe line, and we don't have an original Masters of the Universe Scareglow. I would love to have one, but they're just freaking expensive, and they're hard to find. But you look at him, and he's molded out of glow-in-the-dark plastic, and then what makes him cool is all of the paint detail that they put on to give him this sort of skeletal look on his chest and on his legs. You know, once again, Masters of the Universe corners the market on muscle-bound skeletons. And he is a guy that really, really looks awesome. So Monica just brought up an eBay auction. Let me switch cameras. So if you look over here, there is an eBay auction for one with the card $375. That's like American money, not Monopoly money. And as much as I would love to have an original Masters of the Universe Scareglow, you know, I 300, like close to $400 for I'll get this one. This one was what, $15? Yeah, $15. Normal price, $15. Get this, okay? The cape is beautifully done. So you look at the texture. This is a rubbery material, so it's flexible, but it's still molded. It is not cloth, but it looks like cloth, and it fits really, really well. And then, of course, you have the normal Masters of the Universe fuzzy underwear and the Skeletor feet, but just a really, really neat paint decoration. He is just cool. Everything about him is cool, and I am super, super glad that they made him, and I am super glad that we've got him. So that is Scareglow. I'm gonna continue to try and adjust the camera because boy, I messed up my camera settings when I did that. All right, so there you go. We did not get to Battle Cat, we did not get to Panthor, and we did not get to Evil-lyns. We've got Evil-lyns, but we didn't get to those either. But it is like 11 o'clock, so it is time to wrap things up. That's it. I hope that you really enjoyed our Masters of the Universe Origins live stream. Thank you so much. And since this line is still going on, then chances are there's going to be another one of these live streams as they continue to release new and cool toys. Keep your eyes open for the Short Circuits videos that we've been doing for a lot of these Masters of the Universe Origins figures. We are a small channel and we are trying like heck to get bigger. So if it's not too much trouble, please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you like retro toy content and stuff like that. And when you subscribe, if you click the bell icon, then you will get notifications when we are posting new videos or when we schedule another live stream like this one, which we do pretty much every Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern United States time. So, check out our other videos. We've got shorter videos that are standalones called Short Circuits. And then every now and then we have longer ones that aren't called short circuits, but they're longer videos. Next week, we are taking a walk down prolific voice actor lane. It's all about toys related to Frank Megatron Welker. It is going to be a lot of fun. He has voiced like everything in the universe, so that's going to be really cool. So thank you so much for watching. This is Clay telling you to keep it retro, bot. Yeah, I said it. Keep it retro, bot. So that's it. Retrobot, and look at that. We came in under the hour by like 30 seconds. I need a drink. By the power of Grayskull. See, I said it.